Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, ASMR Symphony. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail, today's video is discussing what is NSDR, or non-sleep deep rest. I did a video a few days ago, an actual NSDR protocol, 10 minutes long, taking you through different parts of your body to relax you. I discussed a little bit at the start what NSDR is, but I thought I would just expand on that a little bit in this video. So I won't actually be doing a protocol today, but I am still doing a soft-spoken voice. This is, after all, an ASMR channel primarily, so I'm going to keep it soothing and calming. But stay tuned if you want to hear a bit more about NSDR, what it's about, what it is, why it might work for you. And I plan on doing some more actual NSDR protocols in the future. Okay, so non-sleep deep rest was a term coined by Andrew Huberman, who is a neuroscientist at Stanford. He wanted to find a term that covered this idea of using attention towards body parts, attention towards breathing, to relax you. Not to sleep, just to bring you into a state of total relaxation. But a term that wasn't meditation. NSDR is very meditative, but I think meditation, sometimes people feel it doesn't work for them. This is a very specific way of taking your mind out of itself, not overthinking, thinking about something you said a few days ago that's still playing on your mind, something you've yet to do. Using attention drawing guided exercises just helps you take your brain away from the stresses of life in a very easy way, I personally feel. This is an ASMR channel, but the reason I feel NSDR is really appropriate still for this channel is twofold. One, I think the two are very linked. ASMR, on top of being a tingle reaction, a lot of people just use it to relax with next to no tingles. So I do think the two are after the same end result. The other reason I feel like I want to do NSDR on this channel is it reminds me of something I've grown up doing, and I still did even just up to a few years ago, which is something called the Alexander Technique. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. Alexander was an actor who was losing his voice, and he worked out it was actually tensions in other parts of his body that was making tension in his throat, hence his voice issues. It's really interesting, and it's just a practice of holding your body, thinking about your body, lying in a specific position to ease up the tensions in your body. How do we sit? How do we stand? How do we climb the stairs? All these sorts of things. It's incredible. I'm a musician, which is why I did Alexander Technique, because Alexander Technique for musicians is really, really, I think, important. One of my Alexander Technique teachers was also a yoga teacher. NSDR is basically a yogic kind of sleep called Yoga Nidra. And I'm, since researching NSDR, starting to think Alexander Technique teacher was also implementing a bit of Yoga Nidra, or now NSDR, into her practice, but it is just also an Alexander Technique thing as well, which is when you're in Alexander Technique, it's lying in a certain position. The teacher just brings your awareness to various parts of your body, just checking in, and let's just make sure that you're not holding any tension there. For example, personally, and I didn't realise it before Alexander Technique, I hold a lot of tension in the back of my tongue. It's like on the roof of my mouth all the time. I spend a lot of every day actively thinking about bringing it down, and I immediately feel better. So it's things like that, and I have probably over a decade of Alexander Technique experience, on top of the fact this is an ASMR channel. I think that's why I've related to NSDR so much. So non-sleep deep rest is a really good thing to do, because taking your brain into a state of deep relaxation can actually almost heal your brain, if that makes sense. It can improve memory and focus and your ability to like sponge up information. Your like neuroplasticity, your mental health, your sleep is improved by this. Because if you think about before you go to sleep, you need to come down from the day. And if you struggle with that, that's a very difficult thing to do, to drift off to sleep. If you are able to implement your own awareness, focuses on different parts of the body, on your breathing, you'll drift off eventually. But the reason this is a non-sleep deep rest is because once you come out of your rest, your relaxation, your brain will feel so much better, so healed because of it. So I think I've covered a lot of bases there. I'm sure I will stop this video and think of more things. I didn't realise I could ramble for so long about it, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have found it. If NSDR is something you're interested in and want to see more of in the future, perhaps subscribe to my channel so that you can stay tuned for when I release more NSDR videos. I have a playlist going now for them. Granted, I've only done one NSDR and one meditation, but that's okay. It will grow.